At the beginning of the program, we begin with recitation from the Holy Quran. Hafiz Muhammad Liaquat Ali will recite verse from the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. صدق الله العظيم. অনুবাদ। হে মানব জাতি, তোমরা ভয় করো তোমাদের রবকে, যিনি সৃষ্টি করেছেন তোমাদেরকে এক আত্মা থেকে এবং যিনি সৃষ্টি করেছেন তার থেকে তার সঙ্গিনীকে, আর ছড়িয়ে দিয়েছেন তাদের থেকে অনেক নরনারী। আর তোমরা আল্লাহকে ভয় করো, যার নামে তোমরা একে অপরের নিকট প্রার্থনা করে থাকো, এবং আত্মীয়তা রক্ষার ব্যাপারে একে অপরের সতর্ক করো। নিশ্চয় আল্লাহ তোমাদের ব্যাপারে সচেতন রয়েছে। সূরা নিসা আয়াত 1। ওয়াখির দাওয়ানা আনিল হামদুলিল্লাহি রাব্বিল আলামিন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহ।
O mankind, be dutiful to your Lord, who created you from a single person, Adam, and from him, Adam, he created his wife Hawa, Eve, and from them both he created many men and women. And fear Allah, through whom you demand your mutual rights, and do not cut the relations of the womb's kinship. Surely Allah is ever an all-watcher over you. Mr. Mohammad Farhad Hussain, FCA, Chairman, Review Committee for Published Accounts and Reports, RCPAR, will now deliver the address of welcome.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Tipu Munshi, MP, Minister of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh. Honorable Special Guest, Mr. CQK Mushtaq Ahmed, Chairman, Financial Reporting Council, Government of Bangladesh. Mr. Muslim Chaudhuri, CNAG, Government of Bangladesh. President ICAB, Mr. A.F. Nasaruddin, high-profile dignitaries of the government, delegates from the accounting bodies of the SAFA countries, corporate leaders from the corporate world across SAFA countries, my dear fellow members, members from press and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to you all. It has been a long day. I can still see all of you quite energetic. That means the whole day's speakers and others, they must have done a very good job to keep the conference alive and very lively. And it is a great honor for me, a great pleasure for me to welcome you all in today's event, which consists of two parts basically. One is the local Best Presented Accounts Award. Other one is SAFA Best Presented Awards. And I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to SAFA President, Mr. Jagmohan Rao. Sorry, I forgot to mention his name. I missed out one person in the dais. Mr. Jagmohan Rao, President SAFA, and whom I want to introduce to you in a little bit more because he has been our friends for long time, and all the time I have been mixing with him for last 10-15 years. He is a great friend of Bangladesh. And also, he loves speaking in Bangla also. He's from Hyderabad, can speak Bangla very well, and whenever he gets an opportunity, he speaks in Bangla. Thank you. And we have concluded our international conference on foreign direct investment at about 5:30. We finished it about half an hour behind schedule, and we're still running half an hour behind schedule. So please have patience and be with us. The objective of this evening's program is to proactively, or the objective of the SAFA Award or Bangladesh BP Award is to proactively work with our stakeholders to move ahead with time. How do we move ahead with time? The world is changing. So are the requirements in the accounting financial disclosures in the annual report is changing. So when the requirements changes, in accordance with the international accounting standards and also in accordance with the local regulatory requirements, we have to keep on changing and we have to keep pace with the global need. Otherwise, we will fall behind. So through this national award, ICAB is going to award our domestic corporate entities as mark of their excellence in their annual report. And the SAFA BPA will recognize the excellence of the corporate entities of the Southeast Asia in the similar manner by who has presented the best quality annual reports and corporate governance disclosures. And there is award for SAFA countries as well. How it happens? First of all, each and every SAFA member bodies, they collect the annual reports from the local entities under 13 categories, and through a very stringent process as per the guidelines of SAFA, we select 1, 2, 3, the top 3 positions in all the 13 sectors. and we send them to SAFA. So does the other SAFA member bodies. So first we have our own awards, the first, second, three under each and every category. Then SAFA, from amongst all the first, second, third, they receive from all the SAFA member bodies, they also select the top SAFA first, second and third. So there are first, second and third in all the 13 categories. And then again there is overall winner award also. And there are some certificates of merits also. So that's how it works. If we look at, this competition in Bangladesh and also in the SAFA countries, it is having a very positive impact in enhancement of the quality of financial report, quality of the annual reports. In Bangladesh, if we look at the last 10 years annual reports, you will see dramatic change during these last 10 years. Our quality of our reports are of very high quality now, which can match with the global standards also. And this improvement is reflected, Bangladesh improvement is reflected in the SAFA competition. Last year, for example, in the SAFA competition, Bangladesh received first position out of 13 categories. Then in the second position, Bangladesh received five awards out of 13. In the third position, Bangladesh received 5 awards out of 13, which is very good achievement, and that is a reflection of the improvement in the Bangladesh annual reports. But, okay, we are very happy with that. But our aim is to grow, all the SAFA countries should grow together in their quality of reporting. And for your information, this year, Bangladesh, along with most of the first, second and third positions, they also won the overall winner position, which has been won by BRAC Bank, Bangladesh. Last year also Bangladesh won, which was IDLC. They won the overall SAFA best winner present. But we should not be too happy with it, and this is not something that of which I am personally, I'm not saying it being pride of Bangladesh, or what I am saying is that Bangladesh has improved. So my expectation as a part of the SAFA member bodies, all the SAFA countries should develop, should improve, and this first, second, third should move around, and we all should grow together. I would like to thank those entities who participated in the competition, and my congratulations to those who won the awards during this year's competition. Now, lastly, I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, special guests, government dignitaries, delegates from accounting bodies of SAFA, representatives of the corporate entities of South Asian region, and the members of press and electronic media. I'd also like to thank the ICAB members who worked very hard as member of the organizing committee of the conference, chairman of the subcommittees, members of ICAB, and also sponsors who have, and advertisers who has really been of great support for us to host today's event. They have a big contribution, and my heartfelt thanks to all of them. My last of all, I'd also thank the officials of ICAB. They have been working very hard for last few days, and they are still working very hard behind the scene, as you can see. They have been working day and night, and my thanks from the core of my heart to them. Lastly, I pay my gratitude to all the foreign friends of ours who are here today, from SAFA member bodies and from the corporate world, for their presence to make this program successful. I wish them a comfortable stay in Bangladesh, and return back home safely. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
We now request the President of the Institute, Mr. A.F. Nesaruddin, FCA, to deliver his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, Special Guest, Chairman, Review Committee for Published Accounts and Report, YCAB, SAFA President, our special guest, Controller and Auditor General of Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to you all. It is indeed a pleasure and honor for me to welcome all of you to the 19th National Award for Best Presented Annual Reports. Since 2001, ICB has been awarding organizations for their excellence in presentation of the annual reports. It is heartening to note that in recent years, the competition has attracted wider participation. The growing number of participants each year of this prestigious competition is testament to the significance and standing of this important event. We are placed in an increasing complex business environment where we need to adapt to changes. We need to ensure changes setting accounting standards to keep pace with the developing economy. Needless to say, ICB takes much pride of being at the forefront of setting standards. You may be aware that Bangladesh is in full compliance with IFRS since 1st January 2018, and reporting framework has already been changed. Both enterprises and the auditors are putting additional focus on disclosure to the financial statements. No doubt, in recent time, reporting standard has improved a lot. It is important to note that BP Awards is considered only on published information, not a diagnosis on the financial health of the enterprise. We are confident that even like BPA plays a vital role in encouraging business to practice fairness RCPR continues to adopt the updated standard and tools. Forming a jury board that consists of eminent scholars and experts in the country has made this total process more important. I thank Chairman of this committee, Mr. Farhad Hossain, for initiating this. I believe that the jury board had a challenging time in finding the winners, given that we received so many impressive nominations. My heartfelt congratulations to the winners. I also appreciate those who participated in the competition but could not get the award. I'm sure they will get the award in future. I also hope that winners will share their experience and success stories with others in their own country. In conclusion, I must convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to the Honorable Chief Guest, Sir, a special guest and guest for gracing this occasion. I am confident that Chairman RCPR and the committee members of this for their dedicated effort in completing the challenging task in due time. My deep gratitude to the members of the jury board once again for giving their precious time and expertise. High appreciation also deserved to ICB executive team for organizing this event, which is our flagship event in ICB history. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
We now request our guest of honor, CMA Dr. PVS Jagan Mohan Rao, President, South Asian Federation of Accountants, SAFA, to kindly deliver his speech.
Good evening to you all. Our honorable, highly distinguished chief guest, Tipu Munshi ji, Member of Parliament and the Honorable Minister, and Mr. Mustafa, the Chairman, Financial Reporting Council, and Mr. Muslim Chaudhry ji, CAG, Bangladesh, and my dear friend, the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh, Mr. A.F. Nasaruddin, and my very good friend, Mr. Muhammad Farad Hussain Ji, Chairman Conference Committee, and distinguished presidents of member bodies of SAFA, the South Asian Federation of Accountants, from the SAARC countries, the India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nepal, and distinguished members of the profession, the accounting profession, professional accountants, friends, participants, press and media, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to stand here during this a very historic event, grand seminar, function of recognizing the well done, the best done leaders, the industries in the SAARC region, of course, from the Bangladesh. And it's very nice to see all of you here, and I convey my greetings on behalf of the entire fraternity of accounting profession from South Asia, the SAARC and the SAFA. And I would like to congratulate each one of you who have got the awards. And these are all what the standards, like we said, for those people who will have to excel in the future. Standards are basically, in my view, records are, in my view, basically are created. Records are created only to break them. So I wish all the people who would like to participate in the future to break these records and do well, excel well, and do and show to the whole world what our South Asia is, SAARC is, SAFA is. I think that's all I would like to convey. And I would also like to convey my sincere thanks on behalf of SAFA to our Honorable Minister and the Chairman Financial Controlling Authority and CAG sir for being with us and encouraging us from the SAFA, the professional accountants here, to convey to the whole world how do we do, how best we do. Thank you, all of you. আমার তো খুব ভালো লাগছে এখানে আসতে, এই সুন্দর খুব ভালো মিটিং অ্যাটেন্ড করতে। All the best. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be an audio-visual presentation.
Welcome to Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh, ICAB. Sustainability through transparency. Bangladesh, our beloved country, achieved its independence through sacrifice of thousands of people in the Liberation War of 1971. We achieved the red and green flag under the leadership of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. ICAB is the national professional accounting body in Bangladesh, established under Presidential Order No. 2 of 1973 for the purpose of regulating the accountancy profession and for matters connected therewith. The Council of ICAB is the supreme authority responsible for the administration and management of the institute. It is the apex body of accountancy profession in Bangladesh under the Ministry of Commerce. Besides the offices in Dhaka and Chattogram, it has 3 overseas chapters: the UK chapter, the North American chapter, and the Asia Pacific Australian chapter, ASPAC. ICAB promotes and regulates high-quality financial reporting and auditing in Bangladesh. ICAB members hold a widely respected professional accounting qualification which supports enterprise, corporate governance, and sustainable growth in the business environment. At ICAB, we constantly support our stakeholders to move ahead with time. ICAB is the center for professional excellence that helps members, students, and other stakeholders, including business enterprises, through professional transformation. Because of quality and professional expertise, Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh are recognized by the premier international accountancy organizations. ICAB members are eligible to become the members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, ICAEW, and the Chartered Institute of Public Finance and Accountancy, CIPFA, of United Kingdom, only on the basis of relevant professional experience which is a unique opportunity and respectful recognition for the Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh. Besides, ICAB is the learning partner of ICAEW. ICAB has also membership pathway agreement with CPA Australia. From Bangladesh, ICAB is the only founding member of the International Federation of Accountants, IFAC, the global organization for accountancy profession. ICAB is also the member of South Asian Federation of Accountants, SAFA, the Confederation of Asian and Pacific Accountants, CAPA, and Chartered Accountants Worldwide. As a standard-setting body, ICAB has the official agreement with IFRS Foundation to publish International Financial Reporting Standards and with International Auditing and Assurance Standards Board, IAASB, to publish international standards on auditing and relevant pronouncements in Bangladesh. Alongside, we are in active collaboration with the World Bank, Bangladesh Bank, Office of the C&AG, NBR, different ministries of government. We are a partner in progress in nation building. The Institute is governed by a council comprising of 20 members elected from the two regional constituencies of Dhaka and Chattogram, headed by an elected president. The Institute has evolved to reach today's prestigious position thanks to the contribution of the members, councils, and past presidents. Since 2001, ICAB has been organizing the National Award-Giving Ceremony for Best Presented Annual Report BPA Awards for Excellence in Corporate Reporting and Governance. The event also includes awards for the Best Corporate Governance Disclosures and Integrated Reporting. The awards aim to promote integrity and transparency in the annual reports of different financial and non-financial organizations of Bangladesh to ensure accountability and good governance. Different expert independent teams formed by Review Committee for Published Accounts and Reports, RCPAR, rigorously reviews the annual reports submitted to ICAB and evaluates those reports primarily. After further review and maintaining due process, the result of the evaluation is sent to the jury board. The awardees are nominated by a jury board. The jury board are drawn out from amongst scholars and eminent personalities of the financial sector. The awardees are selected from public banks, private banks, financial services, insurance, manufacturing, communications and information technology, non-governmental organizations, public entities, agriculture, corporate governance, integrated reporting, diversified holdings, and the service sector. Under these 13 categories, winners of first, second, and third position, as well as certificates of merit, are issued and reviewed by an 8-member jury board of ICAB. Organizations securing the top 3 positions in each category for National BPA Award are nominated to compete for SAFA BPA Awards. For many years, ICAB nominated annual reports have been awarded with the top positions in many categories, including banking, financial and non-financial institutions, corporate governance, and even as overall winners. It is great to see that in the last year, Bangladesh secured first position in 5 categories among SAFA countries, namely private sector banks, financial service sector, NGOs, corporate governance, public sector entities. This effort of ICAB is to ensure the global standards of corporate reporting in terms of quality, commitment and capabilities of Bangladeshi organizations. Because of our initiatives, the quality of information provided by our organizations have been able to enhance the public confidence on such disclosures, which is vital in making investment decisions at every level. It has great significance to build strong in-house governance, ensuring protection against fraud and corruption, and developing trust and confidence in the public and private sectors. ICAB appreciates the use of best reporting standards and practice in presentation of financial statements and all relevant disclosures in annual reports. Organizing BPA Awards is one of the noble initiatives through which we have been achieving that objective. ICAB has also established a niche that promotes sustainable practice towards corporate rituals where environment matters. Depending on this transformation, ICAB as well as Bangladesh is now experiencing an upsurge in sustainable growth. We all need to work together, maintaining the professional excellence, complying the best practices and exploring the quality and commitment for ensuring transparency towards sustainability.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, I'd like to welcome on stage, on behalf of the ITAG Chairman, Mr. Lasantha Wickramasinghe. And just to give him a minute to get settled before I request him to kindly say a few words to the audience.
Our chief guest, Mr. Tipu Munshi, Minister of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh. Our special guest, Mr. Mushtaq Ahmed, Chairman, Financial Reporting Council of Bangladesh. Mr. Muslim Chowdhury, Auditor General of Bangladesh. President SAFA, Mr. Jagan Mohan Rao. President CA Bangladesh, Mr. Nasaruddin. Distinguished members in the dais, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm truly delighted to be at this very prestigious event to share some thoughts as the immediate past chairman of the ITAC committee. South Asia, having reported as the fastest growing economies in the world not too long ago, today experiencing a slower growth in line with the current global downward trend. However, countries such as Bangladesh, Nepal and Bhutan are expected to do better in terms of GDP growth when compared to the rest of its region, neighbors and the countries. Bribery and corruption are the most serious challenges facing our region. Many of our countries suffer immensely due to an increase in bribery and corruption. Therefore, the South Asian Federation of Accountants, as a regional accounting body, has been collectively engaging in promoting a culture that can reduce corruption and bribery among our countries. Despite our collective hard work, we have a long way to go to convert our vision into a reality. But remember, persistence is the key to any success story. The SAFA Best Annual Presented Accounts Report Awards, too, is a part of an important initiative aimed at honoring companies for their commitment to maintain transparency, accountability, and good corporate governance. Therefore, all the companies which are competing at this year's SAFA BPA Awards must be commended and congratulated for taking that important step. Over the years, the SAFA BPA Awards have become one of the most recognized and prestigious events in the South Asian region. I believe this is the only event in the region that has continuously focused upon evaluating annual report within a region. If I am not mistaken, it is the only event in the world that is taking place regionally evaluating annual reports. Before I conclude, on behalf of the incumbent chairman of ITAC, Mr. Tishan Subasinghe, I convey his sincere appreciation to all the companies who have taken part in the SAFA BP Awards, as well as to the SAFA member bodies, their presidents, members, and technical directorates for unstinted support in ensuring the success of this year's event. In Tishan's words, this award ceremony should not be viewed as just another competition where one country beats another, but instead it should be considered as an important platform aimed at enhancing the harmony of all countries in the region, because unity and diversity is our strength and success. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the presentation of awards for the 19th ICAB National Award for Best Presented Annual Reports 2018. I'll be naming the institution and organization and their representatives. The overall winner, IDLC Finance Limited, receiving the award, CEO Arif Khan. In private banks, the first prize goes to Bank Asia Limited, represented by Mr. Muhammad Arfan Ali, President and Managing Director, and Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim Khalil, FCA, Chief Financial Officer. Second prize goes to BRAC Bank Limited, joint second, represented by Mr. Salim Arif Hussain, Managing Director, and Mr. Masood Rana, Deputy Managing Director and Chief Financial Officer. Third prize, joint second, Southeast Bank Limited, Mr. M. Kamal Hussain, Managing Director, receiving. The third prize goes to Mutual Trust Bank Limited, represented by Mr. Syed Rafiqul Haq, Deputy Managing Director and Chief Business Officer. Now we come to the Merit Award, Pubali Bank Limited. Fourth Merit Award, Islami Bank Bangladesh Limited. And the fifth Merit Award goes to Mercantile Bank Limited. In the financial services sector, First, IDLC Finance Limited, represented by Mr. Arif Khan, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. Also joint first, Lanka Bangla Finance Limited, represented by Mr. Samim Al Mamun, Chief Financial Officer. And the second prize goes to IPDC Finance Limited, represented by Mr. Mominul Islam, Managing Director. Now the insurance sector. First prize, Green Delta Insurance Limited, represented by Ms. Farzana Chaudhry, Managing Director and CEO. Second prize, Reliance Insurance Limited, represented by Mr. Mohammad Sajidul Haq, ACA, Chief Financial Officer. The third prize, Prime Insurance Limited, represented by Syed Munirul Haq, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, and Mr. Inamul Haq Khan, Company Secretary. In the manufacturing sector, first prize to British American Tobacco Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Ghulam Mainuddin, Chairman, and Mr. Shehzad Munim, Managing Director. Second prize, Bangladesh Steel Re-Rolling Mills Limited, represented by Mr. Muhammad Riazul Kabir, Head of Finance and Accounts, and Mr. Ashikur Rahman, Senior Manager Finance. Third prize, Orion Pharma Limited, joint third, represented by Ms. Zareen Karim, Director. Also in joint third position, United Power Generation, represented by Mr. Nasiruddin Akhtar Rashid, Director. In the merit list, BSRM Steel Limited, represented by Mr. Mukhlesur Rahman. Premier Cements Mills Limited, RAK Ceramics Limited, Lind Bangladesh. In communication and IT, first position, Grameen Phone Limited. Communication and IT, Grameen Phone Limited. Non-governmental organization, NGOs. First prize, BRAC, represented by Mr. Asif Saleh and Mr. Tushar Bhaumik. Second prize, Ghashful, represented by Mr. Aftabur Rahman Jafri, Chief Executive Officer. Third prize, Sajida Foundation, represented by Mr. Omio Bhushan Bhaumik, Director Finance and Accounts. Public sector entities, Bangladesh Infrastructure Finance Fund Limited, BIFFL, First position, represented by Mr. Mohammad Sagir Hussain Khan, Chief Operating Officer. Investment Corporation of Bangladesh, ICB, second prize, represented by Mr. Mohammad Abul Hussain, Managing Director. Correction, Mr. Mujibuddin Ahmed, the Chairman. Third prize, Infrastructure Development Company Limited, IDCOL, represented by Mr. Mahmood Malik, Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer. In the agriculture sector, Golden Harvest Agro Industries Limited, first prize, represented by Mr. Ahmed Rajib Samdani, Managing Director. Now we have the SARC Anniversary Award for Corporate Governance Disclosure. First prize, Southeast Bank Limited, represented by Mr. M. Kamal Hussain, Managing Director. Second prize, Bank Asia Limited, represented by Mr. Muhammad Arfan Ali, President and Managing Director, Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim Khalil, FCA, Chief Financial Officer. Joint third, Standard Bank Limited, represented by Mr. Tariqul Azam, Managing Director, Mr. Muhammad Ali Reza, Chief Financial Officer. Also joint third, Golden Harvest Agro Industries Limited, represented by Mr. Ahmed Rajib Samdani, Managing Director. And the third, joint third position goes to British American Tobacco Bangladesh, represented by Mr. AKM Aftab Islam, Independent Director, and Mr. Muhammad Azizur Rahman, Head of Public Affairs and Company Secretary. First position, IDLC, represented by Mr. Arif Khan, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. Second prize, BRAC Bank Limited, represented by Mr. Salim Arif Hussain, Managing Director, and he is accompanied by Mr. Masood Rana, Deputy Managing Director and Chief Financial Officer. Joint third, Bank Asia Limited, Mr. Muhammad Arfan Ali, President and Managing Director, Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim Khalil, FCA, Chief Financial Officer. Also joint third, Lanka Bangla Finance Limited, represented by Mr. Samim Al Mamun, Chief Financial Officer. We now request Mr. Arif Khan, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, IDLC Finance Limited, to come and express his feelings.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and good evening, everybody. Honorable Chief Guests and the dignitaries sitting in the dais. This is indeed a great moment for all of us in IDLC to receive this overall winner award from Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh. First of all, I'd like to really give a huge round of applause for Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh for organizing this event very successfully. And I take cue from the speech of the Farhad Bhai, the chairman of this committee, that Bangladesh has been recipient of major awards in the Safa region as well. And for that, I would like to again give special congratulations to ICAB, because many years back, ICAB has introduced this kind of competition, and that encouraged us to do better every year. Again, a big round of applause for Institute of Chartered Accountants. I think the purpose of this kind of award is that when we take this award on behalf of our chairman, board of directors, our stakeholders, but the real stakeholder of these awards are our customers, clients, and common people. And for that matter, I would like to say that the common people in this country deserve one thing, that they want better governance and better transparent financial reporting. And I think what ICAB has been doing for many years relentlessly. We need to all live up to the expectation of the investors, of the common people, of our clients. I am very, very optimistic. I just take 1 or 2 minute time to say in front of this huge gathering from 8 South Asian countries, Bangladesh has actually progressed a lot in last 48 years. When in 1972, 71, our poverty rate was 53%, meaning less than $2 income per day. Out of 100 people, 53 people were in that category. But now it is 21%, and extreme poverty rate has come down to 12%. That is one of the major development record in the world. Now Bangladesh is the second largest producer of ready-made garments after China. Bangladesh is the third largest producer of vegetables. Bangladesh is the third largest producer of fish after China and India. In poultry, there is a report that Bangladesh will export poultry by 2024. Our average life expectancy is now 72 years. Child mortality rate has been reduced to less than 1%. Many social indicators Bangladesh has been progressing, and we are extremely hopeful that Bangladesh will progress further along with our South Asian countries. But remember that quantity may not give us the ultimate result. If quality is compromised when you talk about quantity, if people question about the growth rate of GDP, if people question about the actual figure of the financial institution or corporate Bangladesh, because they don't rely on the financial reporting, then we will all lose out this train. I am sure Bangladesh is a fighting nation. Whatever Bangladesh achieved in the last 48 years, Bangladesh will not stop here. With Institute of Chartered Accountants and with all other professional institutes in this country, we will definitely prove that Bangladesh can bring that corporate governance and culture. And when we achieve that, this effort actually become meaningful to the common people of Bangladesh. Long live Safa, long live Bangladesh. Thank you very much.
There will be the award for SAFA Best Presented Annual Report Awards and the SARC Anniversary Award for Corporate Governance Disclosures 2018. And the overall winner for the SAFA Best Presented Annual Report Award, BRAC Bank Limited, represented by Mr. Salim Arif Hussain, Managing Director, and Mr. Masood Rana, Deputy Managing Director and Chief Financial Officer. In the private sector banks, including cooperative banks, first prize, BRAC Bank Limited. Second prize, Bank Asia Limited, Mr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, President and Managing Director, receiving. Bank Asia Limited, represented by Mr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, President and Managing Director. And Bank Asia Limited win as the first runner-up, joint second runner-up. From Sri Lanka, Commercial Bank of Ceylon PLC. Joint second runner-up, National Development Bank PLC, also from Sri Lanka. Joint second runner-up from Bangladesh, Southeast Bank Limited, represented by Mr. M. Kamal Hussain, Managing Director. Now the names of those who made the merit list. Hatton National Bank PLC, Sri Lanka. Bank Al-Falah Limited, Pakistan. MCB Bank Limited, Pakistan. Allied Bank Limited, Pakistan. NMB Bank Limited, Nepal. NMB Bank Limited, Nepal. Citizens Bank International Limited, Nepal. NIC Asia Bank, Nepal. Next, we move on to the public sector banking institutions. The winner, National Savings Bank, Sri Lanka. First runner-up, Bank of Ceylon, Sri Lanka. Second runner-up, People's Bank, Sri Lanka. In the insurance sector, the winner is Soft Logic Life Insurance PLC, Sri Lanka. First runner-up, Prime Insurance Company Limited, Bangladesh. Represented by Mr. Mohammad Zakiullah Shahid, Chairman, and Mrs. Shahida Parveen Trisha, Vice Chairman. Joint second runner-up, Union Assurance PLC, Sri Lanka. Merit Awards, H&B Assurance PLC, Sri Lanka. Green Delta Insurance Company Limited, Bangladesh. Receiving Farzana Chaudhry, Managing Director and CEO. Reliance Insurance Limited, Bangladesh. Receiving Mr. Mohammad Sajidul Haq, Jubilee General Insurance Company Limited, Pakistan. Takaful Pakistan Limited, Pakistan. TPL Insurance Limited, Pakistan. HDFC Standard Insurance Company Limited, India. SBI Life Insurance Company Limited, India. HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company Limited, India. Now we move to the financial services sector. In financial services, joint winner, Lanka Bangla Finance Limited, Bangladesh, represented by Khaja Shariar, Managing Director. People's Leasing and Financing PLC, Sri Lanka. First runner-up, IPDC Finance Limited, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Mominul Islam, Managing Director. Second runner-up, LB Finance PLC, Sri Lanka. Merit Awards, Mercantile Investments and Finance PLC, Sri Lanka. IDLC Finance Limited, Bangladesh, to be received by Mr. Arif Khan, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. First, Habib Mudaraba, Pakistan. Mahalakshmi Bikash Bank Limited, Nepal. In the manufacturing sector, 4G Fertilizer Company Limited is the winner from Pakistan. First runner-up, ACC Limited, India. Joint second runner-up, Dipped Products PLC, Sri Lanka. Joint second runner-up, British American Tobacco Bangladesh Company Limited, represented by Mr. Muhammad Abdul Halim, Non-Executive Director, and Mrs. Mubina Asaf, Head of Legal and External Affairs. Merit Awards, Orion Pharma Limited, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Salman Obaidul Karim, Managing Director. Maple Leaf Cement Factory Limited, Pakistan. Royal Ceramics Lanka PLC, Sri Lanka. Mari Petroleum Company Limited, Pakistan. Alumex PLC, Sri Lanka. Bangladesh Steel Re-Rolling Mills Limited, represented by Mr. Mohammad Riazul Kabir, Head of Finance and Accounts, and Mr. Ashikur Rahman, Senior Manager Finance. Carborundum Universal Limited, India, represented by P. Padmanabhavan. Hindustan Unilever Limited, India. In the communication and information technology sector, the winner, Mindtree Limited, India. First runner-up, Sri Lanka Telecom PLC, Sri Lanka. Second runner-up, Grameen Phone Limited, Bangladesh. We now move on to the service sector, excluding financial services and communication and IT sector. The winner in this sector, the Nuwara Elia Hotels Company PLC, Sri Lanka. The Aitken Spence Hotel Holdings PLC, Sri Lanka. The John Keels Hotels PLC, Sri Lanka, first runner-up. The second runner-up, Oriental Hotel Limited, Radisson Hotel, Nepal. We now move on to non-governmental organizations, including NPOs. Joint first runner-up, Ghashful, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Aftabur Rahman Jafri, Chief Executive Officer. The winner in this category was the Citizens Foundation, Pakistan. Also joint first runner-up, Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, Sri Lanka. Second runner-up, Vidya Dairy, India. Merit Awards, Shahid Afridi Foundation, Pakistan. The Akshaya Patra Foundation, India. Merit, Sajida Foundation, Bangladesh. Mr. Omyo Bhushan Bhomik, Director Finance and Accounts, to receive. Merit Award, Plantation Human Development Trust, Sri Lanka. Merit Award, BRAC, represented by Anika Sultana, FCA, Head of Accounts. Merit Award, Indian Institute for Human Settlements, HHS, India, to be received by Sandeep Kumar Mitra, Chief Financial Officer. The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, Sri Lanka. We now move to the agricultural sector. Talawakele Tea Estates PLC, Sri Lanka, and Kelani Valley Plantations PLC, Sri Lanka. First runner-up, Watawala Plantations PLC, Sri Lanka. Second runner-up, Golden Harvest Agro Industries Limited, Bangladesh, to be received by Mr. Ahmed Rajiv Samdani, Managing Director. We now move on to the SARC Anniversary Award for Corporate Governance. The winner, Bank Asia Limited, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Muhammad Arfan Ali, President and Managing Director, and Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim Khalil, FCA Chief Financial Officer. The first runner-up, Southeast Bank Limited, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. M. Kamal Hussain, Managing Director. The second runner-up, Soft Logic Life Insurance PLC, Sri Lanka. Merit Award, Standard Bank Limited, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Tariqul Azam, Managing Director, and Mr. Muhammad Ali Reza, Chief Financial Officer. Commercial Bank of Ceylon PLC, Sri Lanka. Hatton National Bank PLC, Sri Lanka. Fauji Fertilizers Limited, Pakistan. Aisha Steel Limited, Pakistan. Engro Fertilizers Limited, Pakistan. NMB Bank Limited, Nepal. Citizens Bank International Limited, Nepal. Now we move on to public sector entities. The winner, Infrastructure Development Company Limited, ITCOL, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Mahmood Malik, CEO and Executive Director, and Mr. S.M. Momirul Islam, Deputy CEO and CEO. First runner-up, Investment Corporation of Bangladesh, represented by Managing Director Mr. Mohammad Abul Hussain. Second runner-up, Bangladesh Infrastructure Finance Fund Limited, BIFFL, represented by Mr. Mohammad Sagir Hussain Khan, Chief Operating Officer. Merit, Pakistan State Oil Company Limited. Nepal Clearing House Limited. In the diversified holdings, the winner is Haley's PLC, Sri Lanka. First runner-up, John Keel's Holdings PLC, Sri Lanka. Second runner-up, Diesel and Motor Engineering PLC, Sri Lanka. Merit, Crescent Steel and Allied Products Limited, Pakistan. ICI Pakistan Limited. In integrated reporting, John Keel's Holding PLC, Sri Lanka, winner. First runner-up, Diesel and Motor Engineering PLC, Sri Lanka. Second runner-up, Commercial Bank of Ceylon PLC, Sri Lanka. Merit Awards, IDLC Finance Limited, Bangladesh, represented by Mr. Arif Khan, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. BRAC Bank Limited, represented by Mr. Salim Arif Hussain, Managing Director, and Mr. Masood Rana, Deputy Managing Director and Chief Financial Officer. Merit, Fauji Fertilizer Company Limited, Pakistan.
Now, expression of feelings will be given by Mr. Salim Arif Hussain, Managing Director, BRAC Bank Limited.
Mr. Tipu Munshi, MP, Honorable Commerce Minister, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Mr. Mohammad Muslim Chaudhry, Comptroller and Auditor General, People's Republic of Bangladesh. Dr. J.M. Rao, President SAFA. Mr. Mushtaq Ahmed, Chairman, Financial Reporting Council, Bangladesh. Mr. A.F. Nisaruddin, President ICAB. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is a privilege for me to stand here and represent BRAC Bank before this illustrious gathering, a gathering of finance leaders and professionals from all over SARC. It is also a very proud moment for us because BRAC Bank has earned this prestigious award 3 times in succession. I recall we were in Kathmandu in 2016, in Pune for the 17 award, and now on our home turf here in Dhaka for the 2018 awards. These recognitions by SAFA and ICAB continue to inspire us to attain greater levels of corporate governance and international accounting standard compliance. Over the last week, we've been well supported by the international credit ratings. And I must emphasize that BRAC Bank has recently retained Moody's and S&P's highest credit rating in the Bangladesh banking industry. I do believe we are the only bank in the country with a BA3 rating. We are also the only bank in the country, if I remember correctly, to be rated by both Moody's and S&P. This is just to emphasize our commitment to transparency, accountability, governance, compliance, and not to mention ethics as well. I think this is also an opportune moment for me to emphasize that BRAC Bank is a bank that is listed on the Dhaka stock market, but is not a bank that focuses on profit alone. We are members of the founding members now of the Global Alliance for Banking on Values. We are members of the UN Global Compact. We are members of the Financial Alliance for Women. We are a bank that believes heavily in people, planet, and prosperity. We are a bank that understands the needs of our customers. And over the next few years, you will see BRAC Bank transform itself into the #1 digital bank in Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for all these accolades. More than anything else, we are grateful to our customers, our regulators, and all the other stakeholders who have made BRAC Bank what it is today. A very good night to all of you. Thank you very much.
Now, may I request all the award recipients to come on to the dais for a photo session with the chief guest. Thank you and congratulations once again to all the award winners. Ladies and gentlemen, now books will be launched. These books are issued and published by ICAB. Ladies and gentlemen, now special guest Mr. C.Q.K. Mustaq Ahmed, Chairman, Financial Reporting Council, Bangladesh, will deliver his speech.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, distinguished Honorable Minister, distinguished guests on the podium, and also distinguished audience. I congratulate the organizations, the companies, institutions that have won the various awards under the national awards, also SARC awards and also SAFA awards. This is very encouraging for us that many Bangladeshi companies have won in the SAFA region, the overall awards, and also many national awards. It is also remarkable that SAFA is holding the SARC flag high, and it is keeping it visible. Although in other sectors, there has been a little less activities. The value, as you have told, of holding and continuing with these competitions is that it creates an urge to do better. Also, who have won, they'll always try to retain their positions, and also newcomers, new entrants, new competitors will aspire to win. So I thank ICAB for doing the very good work for improvement of financial reporting standards in our country. Today's theme has been the next destination, Bangladesh is the next destination for FDI, foreign direct investment. So the reporting is important because the people, the foreigners, also local investors, if they cannot depend on our financial reporting, then whatever the figures speaks, if the reports which are the recognized statement of conditions and state of affairs in companies or in the fields, so that will encourage people, that will encourage investors. So in that consideration, financial reporting is all that important. On behalf of Financial Reporting Council, I reiterate our commitment towards developing the financial reporting, developing the audit and accounting professions, and also making it trustworthy, transparent, and not the least, the corporate governance thing. It is good that you have this under the SARC head, you have introduced this corporate governance disclosure. I would also urge ICAB to, from now on, we should have a local award for corporate disclosure, because that is also very important. Because whatever we are seeing, the good reporting, I may be wrong, but what is good reporting? The best awards for the good presentation of annual reports. But is it the form? The form of it should be, I mean, you are considering on the forms, the framework of the reporting should, it is okay, it is excellent, you see. But what about the contents? Are they fully revealing, full disclosure are made there? Has it, I mean, just being best reporting, is it actually reliable? Is it actually trustworthy? Because that is the ultimate goal. So I think next time that element you should keep in mind, and our judgment on the reporting should also include that very vital element. Finally, it has been a very long day, so I have to be very brief. I once again congratulate all the winners and also all the participants. Thank you very much.
The Comptroller and Auditor General, Mr. Muslim Chaudhry, to deliver his speech.
Honorable Minister of Commerce, Mr. Tipu Munshi, MP, Honorable Special Guest, FRC Council, FRC Chairman, Mr. CQK Mustaq, ICAB President, Mr. Nasiruddin, and the Award Committee Chairman, Mr. Farhad, and the SAFA President, Mr. Jagan Mohan Rao, and also Sri Lankan Institute President, sitting on the dais, and all the distinguished sitting in front, and also the representative of the entities, different entities who have been selected for different awards in different categories for SAFA, SARC, and the ICAB award. At the outset, let me congratulate the entities who won the award, and also congratulate the entities who competed for the awards, but definitely they have got the next time open for getting the award. I'm very happy to see that Bangladeshi, many companies got the award in different categories from different sectors. And I hope that one trend I was seeing from last 2-3 years, that some of the corporate entity kept the seat reserved for them for winning the best one. So I hope that some new player will come to compete them. That is my honest wish. Because it's not enough that one or two or three, if won the race and others always lagging behind, that doesn't give the very bright picture about the total sector development. But we need the sector development. So sector development doesn't depend on monopolistic just structure of even in the award winning process. I was thinking about what is the value of this award. You might think that why you need that thinking. This is creating a competitive environment, so that's the value. But I'm saying something else here. We are always focusing the matter of public accountability. I think financial report is not only an instrument nowadays only for accountability. This is turning into a value reporting. And if you see the shift now, even in the accounting world, accounting concept of profit is shifting towards economic concept of profit. And accounting is more switching from ex post reporting to ex ante reporting, like futuristic reporting. Accounting is converting from financial reporting to integrated reporting and diversified reporting. And I'm very happy to see that this sort of change or transition is already happening in the even award categories also. Because I'm seeing the diversified reporting category and the integrated category is getting the prominence. I'm sure these will get more prominence in the future. Because financial report will not be only an instrument of accountability, that will be an instrument which will create the public goods and positive externality in the economy. And nowadays, even sometimes investors, potential investors, doesn't get the opportunity to analyze their investment potentials in a particular sector or particular entity. So if the report provides futuristic report structure, then potential investor can find some value in that reporting. And moreover, nowadays, you know that catchword like green accounting, environmental accounting, climate accounting, these are not only a buzzword, these are coming into the fore for reporting structure change. So I'm sure in future we will have this type of reporting covering different diversified informations affecting the environment, affecting the climates, affecting the value ethics. All these should be the twist change in the reporting environment. And moreover, fourth industrial revolution is also creating a positive environment in terms of improvement of the reporting structure with less cost and less time. Previously, what could not be possible for reporting now is possible with a very least cost. And that's why I think this avenue for enriched reporting, for more accountability as well as for potential help to the potential investor and the society as a whole and the stakeholder, and even for the customers, value reporting will get the prominence. Finally, I definitely should congratulate the ICAB taking the lead in this, taking the initiative for organizing this type of award, and definitely SAFA is their guidance, and I congratulate SAFA, both SAFA and the ICAB for arranging this type of organization. And but last not the least, in fact, I thank for making me a special guest without notice. Thank you very much. Without prior notice. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our special guest. May I now request the chief guest of today's ceremony, the Honourable Minister, Ministry of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh, Mr. Tipu Munshi, MP, to deliver his speech.
Thank you very much. President of the Institute of Chartered Accounts of Bangladesh, ICAB, Mr. F. Nasaruddin, FCA. Special guest, Mr. Mushtaq Ahmed, Mr. C.Q. K. Mushtaq Ahmed, Chairman, Financial Reporting Council, FRC, and guest of honor, Dr. PVS Jagan Mohan Rao from India, is the President of South Asian Federation of Accountants, SAFA, Chairman Organizing Committee, BP Awards, Mr. Farhad Hussain, FCA, and Mr. Chaudhary from the highest official from Bangladesh government, other dignitaries, member from the electronic media and print. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, good evening, Shubha Sandhya. I'm happy to note that in the morning time, Mr. President, Honorable President, People's Republic of Bangladesh, he has inaugurated this SAFA International Conference 2019 today. In the first part of this program, a paper was presented by Professor Dr. Mustafizur Rahman, Distinguished Fellow, CPD, on foreign direct investment, destination Bangladesh. Subsequently, a panel discussion by prominent professionals of different background discussed on this subject matter. I greatly admire this initiative of ICAP. Now, that there are two awards giving ceremony today. One is ICAP Best Presented Annual Reports, BPA 2018, competed by our domestic corporate initiatives, and then SAFA B, Best Presented Annual Report Awards and SARC Anniversary Award for the Corporate Governance Disclosures 2018, which we just awarded for the ICAP National BP Award. The awardees are domestic business and corporate initiatives. For the South Asian Federation of Accounts, SAFA, BP Awards goes to different corporate initiatives of South Asian region for their excellence in financial disclosures in annual report. These are carefully evaluated and with stringent process against a set of standard criteria. I believe the objective of this program is to promote transparency and encourage best practice in the financial disclosures. The true pictures, of course, helps the stakeholders to take in decision effectively. In this age of social media, nothing can be hid out. People have right to know what goes on in corporate world. I'm sure these disclosures care about the commitment of the initiatives, about the environment. They had to operate as much as they regard the financial facts and figures. I'm sure the awards not only inspire the best practice in the financial disclosures, but also enhance cooperation and interaction among the professionals and persons involved in the trade and commerce of SAFA countries. These are exemplary events for other professionals. This can be viewed as popular diplomatic tools as well. Here I want to say this ICAP is under the Ministry of Commerce, and it is my responsibility also to see what they are doing and how they are distributing all these things. I am always with them, and before also they came to my office and I had discussion with them, and Mr. Fahad also invited me to go to his office. Next time I am going to their office also to see and spend time with the ICAP. I congratulate the Institute of Chartered Account of Bangladesh who are organizing these national events regularly, which encourages corporate governance as well. Yeah, that's true, because that way this is 19 international awards giving, so they are doing for the long time, and today's event was very successfully they have done, and I really appreciate them. I also congratulate ICAP for hosting SAFA BP Awards. I congratulate the awardees, corporate initiatives, for their endeavor to exercise the best practice in their financial disclosures. At the same time, I congratulate the awardees of domestic and South Asian countries who have displayed their outstanding performance in their efforts to promote transparency and integrity in trade and commerce. I think we all can learn each other. So now you want to say something else? We all know that Bangladesh development is the way the Bangladesh growing. This is the fastest GDP we have in this region. And to achieve double digit, we shall have to work. Everybody shall have to come up. Today, a lot of very renowned organization has got the recognition, prizes, everything. The BRAC Bank, which is number one now in the country, known to everybody. IDLC is an organization. Long back, I was a client of IDLC, I remember. And a lot of other organizations also, Bank Asia. So everybody has come up a long way. And today, all the participants from outside of Bangladesh, the SAARC country also, a lot of companies are here. So for the Bangladesh, considering Bangladesh, we have a goal. The IDLC gentleman spoke very high and he spoke the right thing. Bangladesh is now in a path of graduating in 2024, we all know. So achieve our graduation and go a long way, achieve 2030, the SDG goal. And our Honorable Prime Minister has declared 2041 and 2071 also, and the Delta plan. We all know all these things. So to achieve that thing, all of us shall have to be very much proactive. We shall have to work hard. Our national leader, our father of the nation, he dreamed a golden Bengal, but he could not perform it. But his daughter, the Honorable Prime Minister, took it, the dream, and she is trying her best to achieve that goal. So it is for everybody of us shall have to work hard to achieve that goal. And ICAB, this institution, is really now doing very well, very good, I believe. And for corporate management, and I think for accounts, the chartered accounts, this department can really guide the corporate companies, all these things. What I believe, they can foresee the problem, they can guide the management. A real genuine chartered accountant can help a company to grow. So it's really, I appreciate them. And this evening, they have done a wonderful evening, and this is a new type of event. I am here today. Basically, I am a politician and also a businessman, but these are very highly, technical things they have done today, and seeing a lot of newcomer has come, and I appreciate some of our women who has taken the prizes, recognition. That's really wonderful. The way they are coming up, we can see the women empowerment is also there. So, thank you very much for inviting me. It's wonderful evening for me, and I really again appreciate those who got this recognition, and finally ICAB, who has done such a wonderful program. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the presentation of grades. First, the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh will hand over the grades to the Chief Guest, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh.
Next, the Chief Guest will hand over a crest to Special Guest, Comptroller and Auditor General Muslim Chaudhry.
Now the Chief Guest will hand over the crest to the Special Guest, Mr. C.Q.K. Mustaq Ahmed, Chairman, Financial Reporting Council, Bangladesh.
And finally, the Chief Guest will hand over the crest to the Guest of Honor, CMA Dr. P.V.S. Jagan Mohan Rao, President, South Asian Federation of Accountants, SAFA. A crest will also be handed over by the chief guest to Mr. Lasantha Wickramasinghe. Now, the vote of thanks will be given by the Secretary and the CEO of the Institute, Major General Muhammad Imrul Kayas, NDC, PSC, retired.
Honorable Minister, Ministry of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh, respected Chairman, Financial Reporting Council, Bangladesh, Comptroller and Auditor General of Bangladesh, President SAFA, President ICAB, respected Chairman, SAFA International Conference Organizing Committee and Review Committee for Published Accounts and Reports, Excellencies, High Government officials, leaders of the corporate world, award winners both national and SAFA countries, respected delegates from SAFA member bodies, members of the Institute, representatives from print and electronic media, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening. I consider it a great honor and privilege to stand here and say thank you all. Respected Chief of Guests, Honorable Commerce Minister, despite very busy schedule, has made time and joined us and made us rewarded. Thank you, sir, for your kind time. FRC Chairman has always been standing beside us as our guardian. I would like to thank him for his kind presence. Comptroller General and Auditor General had also spared his valuable time and joined us here today. He also deserves a high admiration and thanks. Thank you, sir. I would like to also mention a special mention of SAFA President, who has been with us for the last 3 days and has become part of us. I would like to thank him also. Let me put it on record that those of us who have flown into the capital, leaving their important piece of jobs behind, and joined here today, providing us the inspiration, also deserves high note of thanks. I have to make a deliberate mention for those participants who have come and joined us to receive their awards. I would like to convey my sincere thanks and congratulations to them. Government high officials, dignitaries also deserved appreciation, as they must be admired for their kind presence. I would also like to thank the print and electronic media for joining and covering the program in a befitting manner. My sincere thanks to ICAB President and Council members for their valued guidance and all-out support that they have rendered to make the event successful. President ICAB has been guiding us relentlessly to bring the perfection everywhere. Thank you, sir. I would also like to make a special mention of Mr. M. Farad Hossain, FCA Chairman, SAFA International Conference Organizing Committee, Review Committee for Published Accounts and Reports, for his relentless and untiring effort that he has put in for the last 1 month. He deserves special and heartfelt thanks. Without him, possibly we would have been nowhere. Presence of the illustrious, esteemed, and respectable crowd of this hall together have added color and made us vibrant. Your presence had been the strength of today's success. May I also make a special mention of my colleagues who, without making any sound, have worked days and nights, starting from dealing with event management, maintaining communication, making liaison, dealing with messages, printing and publishing cards, souvenir, bringing out flowchart, getting the budget done, and whatnot to make the event successful. They were the backbone of the event. The opportunity of working with this excellent crowd makes me proud. Honorable Minister, Excellencies, distinguished guests, award winners, members of the Institute, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your kind presence. Let the Almighty bless us all. May I now invite you to join a dinner which will be served in the table. Ladies and gentlemen, while we have the dinner, some instrumental and dance will be performed. I hope you will like it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the musical interlude is Rag Puriya Dhaneshri and is presented on flute by Muhammad Monir Zaman, the violin Muhammad Nur Zaman Badshah, sarod Muhammad Yusuf Khan,